You start.
Good morning, sir. This is Yash
Uh,
Gupta, and she's my friend Janvi. Today, we are here
all
to
right.
conduct the interview.
Mhm.
So, let's begin. Can you share a brief overview of your background and your journey to becoming a general manager of V1 Hotels?
All right. So, myself, Mahadev. Okay, I'm here as a general manager of V1 Ambara Analytics. Okay, so prior to that, I've started my career as a room service steward, F&B service associate in one of the hotels in Bangalore, and then working on to there for 5 years. I wanted to be a complete hotelier. I was passionate about the hotel industry, so I took that the hospitality industry as my life, and then started off. Right. So prior to becoming a GM, I was having a various position as a front office manager, rooms division manager, duty manager, and then the restaurant manager. Okay, so I've had all these places in my 18 years of experience with the big hotel groups like Sarovar Hotels, Lemon Tree Hotels, and Royal Orchid Hotels, right? And then Move and Pick Hotel, which is the foreign-based company. So that is my quick, brief about the hotel and hospitality industry experience, right? So I
No, but
always wanted to,
yes, please.
pardon me.
So,
Yeah,
what
I was
inspired
always
you to join the career in hospitality? Is like your interest or you were inclined towards it?
no, I was really passionate about the hotel service. I always, enjoy the satisfaction that comes from providing excellent customer services, and you know, by catering to the people's with the needs. And food industry is not just about you're serving the people, you're serving the happiness, you're making somebody for happiness, right? So that is one of the things that why we selected the hotel industry.
Sir,
And in this industry, you meet a lot of peoples. You get to meet a lot of clientels where you are dealing directly or indirectly with the what's going on in and around the world. So if you are at one particular area where you're not you're like you feel like you're disconnected at one place and you do not know what is exactly happening around the country. Yeah, so that is the reason why we selected the hospitality industry.
sir, can you explain about what are the amenities does your property have and how do you manage the day-to-day operations?
Right. Our property has got four restaurants, bar and restaurants, resto bars, a banquet hall, conference hall, boardroom, gymnasium, spa, and 46 rooms divided into three categories. Right. So all these outlets or all these facilities, we have individual managers to look after. Right. So we start our day in the morning with a morning meeting at around 10 o'clock, and we brief what happens in the previous nights. We discuss about the previous night's figures. We discuss about the guest experiences, complaints, and then we plan for the day and for the future. So that is how we prepare. And each individual departmental HOD has got a sub executives. Everybody is experienced in that particular line of area, so they guide us. They guide the team to walk the extra mile to make sure that everything goes smooth.
Okay. Sir, you told about different positions and how you have. Can you describe the organizational structure for us?
Yes. So when we as a hotelier, we have a general manager who is the first person of the hotel, and below that there are individual departments. Like rooms division has got two departmentals, three departmentals basically. One is a front office who look after the room selling and the guest experience. Then comes you have engineering department who looks after the room operation or the building operations. Then you have a housekeeping executive housekeeper who looks after, who makes up your room and help us to sell the rooms. And then you have security who look after the complete hotels, complete hotel structurals. And then we have F&B production team and the F&B service, right? And finally, we have a purchase department and then the accounts department. And to get all this in line, we have the admin department called HR, Human Resource Department.
Hmm.
So these are the organized structures. So each individual departmental they all report to the general managers or the executive assistant manager, and then comes the general manager. right? So each of these departments have got again these sublines: associate levels, supervisory, executive levels, have duty managers, and then comes the departmental HOD.
Okay, okay. So like you told that there are so many people around different departments. So how do you ensure effective communication and coordination across all these departments?
See, we work on the guest information system. What happens is when a guest is trying to make a booking with a hotel or with a table, we try to, uh, what is that? We try to get more info about that particular clientels, and then we share those datas within our hotel, within our departmentals, to make sure that that guest or the clientele has, a wow factor with him, or he leaves the hotel with a good note. Right? We mainly focus on the guest information system. That's a reputation management system. If I know what are the his positives are there, what are his requirements are there, we focus on that, and then we particularly deal with such guests. So we communicate those requirements to the respective departments so that they take care of that particular clientels.
Sir, like you, can you just enlighten us about the banquet facilities available?
Like, how do you
Pardon me?
can you explain how do you manage hosting of events and lodging and dining all together?
Right. See, as I was saying, for room bookings, we have a sales team. Okay, we have a reservation system, or there is offline and there is online system. We work with both. Right? When we talk about the offline or online, any guest who's making a booking, we go into the guest information system. We find out what is his requirements, actual needs, we call it as, right? Like somebody is wanting to stay for 10 nights or one night or 2 nights, maybe. So what are his recommendations, what he likes to have, what kind of cuisine he loves? In terms of hosting an event, we understand his requirement. We make a ready checklist at the beginning of a discussion. We spool out all his likings and dislikings. So we create a chart for him. And then after that, we put up a snag list. We make a snag list, and then that is discussed with the respective managers in case of the room booking, or maybe a hosting an event. So then we particularly go in detail. We make sure that that is delivered. Whatever we committed, it is delivered to that particular clientele with his requirements.
Sir, like there are various number of guests. So what are the strategies you use to ensure a high quality guest experience?
Right. So as I said, we have a PMS called IDS. Okay. So every guest details or data are kept in the PMS. So as a 46 keys hotel, we look into his likings and dislikings. We look at his position, what kind of a position he is holding at XYZ company, or is he a leisure guest? We differentiate the guest, whether he's a leisure guest or a corporate, or he is just a passerby. Maybe, since we are on the road, we are very close to the, national highway. So there are a lot of times what happens is the guests just take a short snap and then leave. So we look at his requirements, and then we try to exact more information at the time of booking itself, or maybe at the event also. At the booking of the event, we take maximum details. So that details helps us in making his stay or his hotel experience more better.
Sir, how do you handle customer feedback and complaints, and how does it play a role in improving the services offered at the hotel?
Right. See, as any organization will have their feedback system, right? We have two kinds of feedback system here in the hotel. One is an online reputation management, online feedback system, where the guest goes out and leaves his, the experience on the Google page or on the TripAdvisor, right? So other than that, we have a written, the feedback form in the hotel, which is left in the respective outlets, plus in the rooms. So suppose if a guest is staying in the hotel, there is a comments card given at the time of checkout. So whatever his queries are there, whatever is feedback is that positive or negative. So we differentiate those. If it is a positive, we thank him. If it is a negative, and it is really constructive feedback, we work on that, right? So sometimes just staying at Taj and just staying at V1 has two different qualities. Maybe it is a time that he may not get a room at certain hotels and he comes and stays with us. So whatever the money that he is paying, so is he fully satisfied? Or if there are constructive feedbacks, we take it in a positive way and we improvise ourselves on that.
Sir, how do you forecast revenue and manage expenses to ensure profitability?
All right. So any businesses you start or anybody starts, we look at the competition first, and we analyze when the business is set up. We see what kind of a profitability we want to do it. So according to that, we make a chart. We make a planning for ourselves for the future, months or the days, right? So hotel, we see what are the as a hotel, our hotel is very close to the Bangalore International Exhibition Center, and then very close to nearby colleges. Right, there are top three colleges here in Bangalore, which is like Christ University, Yeshwanthpur campus is one, Saptagiri Engineering and Medical College is two, and then Acharya Engineering College. Right, these three are the colleges, and then there is an exhibition center close by, and with that we have a Pina Industrial Estate, right? So that is which is the biggest in South India. Sorry, not in India, biggest in the South Asia, right? So these we have our regular guests who are corporates, and we look at the dates that are peak really, and according to that we forecast our revenue. So when a exhibition is set up, exhibitions are done or planned 6 months in advance or a year in advance. So there is a website where we find out all these details, and our sales team, we do a research in the market. So what exhibitions are going to come up, what kind of how the city is performing. So based on that, we forecast our revenue, and keeping the revenue in the mind, and we work on our costing also. So what kind of staffing we want, what kind of expenses can be built at that point of times. Looking at that, we create a GOP for it.
Okay. Sir, like it was wonderful knowing about these things, but can you just give us an insight? What is your main marketing strategy to employ and attract guests and customers to your hotel?
Right. See, what happens is nowadays the hotel industry is changing a lot. You have more of online guests. Your online visibility, your brand reputation management is very much important. Now, as a hotel, somebody who's sitting in Saudi Arabia or who's sitting in America is able to understand our hotel culture, right? So we create our presence on the Google, we create our presence offline as well. So that makes an independent hotelship, right? So that helps us driving more business. Now, when we talk about these feedbacks help us to generate more revenue, right? A mouth to mouth, publicity is one of the major things rather than, seeing an online review on XYZ platforms that can be a fake, that can be genuine also, right? But having a word of mouth makes a lot of difference, right? These are called a referral business to us. So we focus more on that.
Okay. Sir, how do you approach staff recruitment and training and retention, especially in a dynamic environment in a hotel with many other outlets?
Right. See, these are very difficult to understand. What happens, especially for India, when we have a different kind of mindset. So the Indian mindset is that, right? A restaurant is called a hotel, right? A restaurant is called a hotel in the Indian
Yes,
mindset.
yes, yes, yes.
But whereas if you look at the Western mindsets, hotel comprises of a restaurant, dining facilities, banquet hall facilities, plus the rooming. That is called the hotel. But with the Indian mentality, small eatery shop is also called as a hotel, right? So in such an environment, it is very difficult to get the manpower. And we have offline and online, the people who help us in recruiting a manpower. So for offline, we have a consultancy services. We have in-house HODs who directly do with the colleges or with the public platforms. We advertise, and there are online segments where we publish our orders with our requirements. So that helps us in getting the right kind of manpower.
Hmm. So, like you told about the mindset in India, because there is a cultural shift regarding hotels and restaurants, and people are not aware. So, in such a situation, how important is a brand reputation in the hospitality industry, and how do you maintain and enhance it?
See, brand reputation is very much important when you are really working in a metro city. So to create that, you'll have to have a strong branding. So suppose as an independent hotel, if you want to make up your presence in the city, you'll have to, tie up with certain agencies. There are agencies who improvise your, reputation managements, right? At the same time, so when somebody views you on Google, and what they get at the floor is different. Serving on this shop floor is different, and what you see in the online platform is also different, right? So we should work on more on the content management system. Supposedly, if you are serving something, what you are publishing makes a sense. Now it is like, you are naming a dish of a foreign dish you are naming, and then Nikla, so you see an Indian dish coming out from the kitchen. That should not happen. If you're publishing that it is a 4 star, it is a 4 star with all proper facilities. So likewise, this helps you as an individual to grow up. You become an independent township. So that is how your brand evolves.
So, sir, can you describe your leadership style and how it influences the culture at your hotel? Like what do you initiatives you take as a leader to your subordinates?
Right. So, see, as a GM of the hotels, I'm leading a team of about 110 people. So first and foremost is your grooming is very important as a leader, right? That is followed by your respective HODs, and the respective HODs are copied by your downline. So you need to be disciplined yourself first, and what amount of words you are talking, how you are standing, how you are talking to people, how you are, treating your inmates are very important. Without the manpower, GM is nothing, right? Without your team members, one person cannot run the show. Any company, it's a team which makes the difference, right? So to get the right kind of team, proper leadership qualities are very much important. If a person makes a mistake, you make him educate, you make him correct his mistake, and take him to a right path. And if you're directing him to a wrong path, he'll never be called as a, leader, right? So in that situation, you will have to own up the mistakes of a person who does it. And if you make a mistake, you will have to own up. As a leader, I have to own up, right? So that is makes a more difference to clientele.
So, like you told, there are many ups and downs when of management and of staff. How do you motivate your employees so that they give their best service possible?
Uh, right. So it's like, you have a number of tools to manage it, right? You have your respective HODs, so you are guiding them to, take the team to our right directions. When the things are not happening, you will have to personally go there and stand, and then ensure that everything is educated to them. Educating the peoples is very much important. When you're serving something, a product knowledge is very much important. That is, we call it as a orientations, right? So that is one. When the person is really confident about selling something, selling a product, that helps him in delivering a good. In a good things he can be delivered, right? So when a mistake happens, he should be taught. He should be, he should be made to learn the things. So that is how he corrects himself, and then he delivers good. And by doing that, if a person is doing a wonderful work, he should be appreciated with everybody, in front of everyone, and he should be given a nominal, maybe an appreciation letter, something like that. So that helps the people to motivate themselves. In certain areas, what we do is we have the incentives. We have incentivized this. There are certain schemes, where a person is really doing well. We give him with some incentives, or maybe a cash money, or maybe one auditor, or something like that. Or we call him in the town hall meet, and then we, appreciate his work.
So, like you told, in today's time, the market is digitalized in some sense. People look at
Right.
reviews online, you try to make a brand image online because you get guests in such a way. So, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and innovation in the hospitality industry? Because it's a growing market and internet is everywhere.
Okay. Uh, so today's, there was a day when people used to focus more on the mouth to mouth. Okay, there used to be a door to door activities which used to happen earlier. Nowadays, what happens? The market is changing a lot, right? So with that, you will have to, educate yourself with the upcomings, whatever the, technology has come up. So we'll have to, focus more onto it, and then we have to educate ourselves for that,
Okay, okay.
right?
Sir, can you share an example of your recent initiative or change implemented, which has given a significant change in the operations which you have done?
Uh, right. See, earlier what used to happen is that we used to focus more on the collateral reviews, like taking it on the paper and then we posting it. So nowadays those things have changed. Now, supposedly one guest who has come, maybe a celebrity or he can be a social influencer, taking one video message or maybe a testimonial and putting it up on the Google page attracts more viewers. Now, every company has got their own online reputation management system, and there were reputation tools like Instagram, Facebook, and then Pintail, right? And then there is LinkedIn. So influencer a video talking about the hotel services, giving him an exception services, putting those videos on those platforms, it draws a lot of peoples to us. So that is one thing that we have started lately, and it is going well.
Sir, so like we talked about these things. So how do you see the future of the hospitality industry evolving? And how is your hotel preparing for these changes?
See, as I said, there used to be offline sales. Now everything is focused towards the online, right? It's
Yeah,
more of a digitalized. So we are also preparing for us, preparing on that. So looking at that, we are spending more on the digital platforms. We are more present on the digital platforms. We are picking up more events so that with those events we drive more revenue.
Sir, what is one challenge which you have faced a lot in the hotel industry, and how did you overcome with it?
Uh, See, when we talk about the hotel industry challenges, the measure for any company, it is the man force, right? It's the staffing which is changing a lot, right? And getting a right kind of manpower is very difficult. That too, as a hotel industry, you get skilled and non-skilled both. So managing them is really difficult, right? So somebody with a hotel management graduate, he understands the requirement, he knows his goal, he knows what he wants to do. And when you are hiring somebody for back work, maybe something like housekeeping, you don't really get a manpower. So you get less educated people, and making them educating and considering his productivity is really difficult. And then you have evolving market trends, then you have a inflationary pressure. So every day the market prices are going up and down. So there are very challenges. We have our own challenges. Yes, we are working towards this, and we are monitoring those challenges, and we are trying to overcome with it. So it is not just one day effort. It takes all 365 days have to be monitored to get that desired result.
Yes, yes.
Sir, we have heard from the challenges which you have faced, but what are the long-term goals for the hotel and how do you plan to achieve them?
Uh, See, long-term goals is one is for every company, our revenue is one, and at the same time, what kind of costing that you are doing. So you'll have to focus more on the sustainability goals, right? Your energy consumption. So if you use more of daylights, wherever you can save the energy is one thing, and then technology adoption to reduce your waste. So that is something which helps you in cost saving.
So, like the upcoming generation is also very keen about hospitality. So, what advice would you give to someone who is aspiring to be a successful hotel manager?
To become a successful hotel manager, first he has to understand himself. That is very important, right? So in a hotel industry, you wear a blazer, you sit out and you stand with a cup of coffee or a cigarette on your hand. So that is not actually hoteliering is. You have a lot of pressure to deal with. So to become what you have to understand that what you really want to become. If you are really passionate about your work, no matter what are the problems that you face, you will overcome with it and you will become successful one day. So to become a successful, it takes a lot of effort. You need to give up everything in the hotel industry. You can't attend festival, you can't attend marriages, you can't attend somebody's functions. and you can't go home at the same time. So this is how the hotel industry is changing, you know. So hotel industry works around the clock. So all 24/7 you have to be available physically or else over a call. So that's very much important. So but to become a successful, one has to be very, very patient. He has to make up his mind. That's more important. If he's really passionate, he can do it.
So do you think patience is the only thing which plays a major part, or it's the drive which brings out in a person to become
Yeah.
more successful?
Uh, see, at this point, I would like to say one thing. Everybody wants to become a rich, right?
Yes, yes.
So how you are earning money matters the most.
Hmm.
Now, there are people who use the shortcuts, who wants to win a lottery. You know, they play lottery and they lose everything. There are a lot of people. So in industry, hospitality industry, you don't make a brand in a day. It takes a continuous efforts. So Taj is not made in a day.
Yes,
It takes about 10 years, 20 years. It is a continuous process. So
Hmm.
you have to do it every day to, see that success,
Yes,
right? So patience is very much important in everybody's life,
yes, yes, we get it, sir.
Sir, is there anything,
determination.
sir, yes, is there anything specific you would like to highlight about the hotel which we haven't covered yet?
About your hotel specifically.
See, our hotel, but to be frank, we are not that well covered. We are not, the market awareness is really less about our hotel. Though in terms of from Yeshwantpur to Tumkur, you name the hotel, we have beaten them in terms of the food quality, in terms of the service. So maybe we have not entered that particular market where we want to establish ourselves as an independent hotel, right? So in terms of our competition, we focus more with the Archer Isle, and they have been there for the longer days. And there is Taj, and then there is Sheraton, right? So apart from this, we are the next one, right? And so in that competition sector, so if you talk about the clientels of Taj has got a different clientels, Sheraton has got a different clientels, and Archer is more of our segment. So till from Yeshwantpur to till Tumkur, we are the best. We would like to be the number one in northern Bangalore, and maybe in coming days we would like to feature in top 10 hotels by end of 2025 in Bangalore. That is our goal.
That's great.
We will become.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you so much for spending your time with us, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, everybody.